Man. But how have things been for you, dude?
Well, I can tell you, it's been a roller coaster. A lot of things been happening in those days because I'm actually going, literally a solopreneur. I'm not making
Mhm.
any money. Literally, my dad is backing me up in most of my payments. Here and there, I make some money, but it has been tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I prefer to do this, sacrifice myself a little bit because at the end I know it will pay it off. I have a lot of things together, a lot of things under my shoulder right now that needs to be taken care of. It's not that I'm ignore them. It's just I will get to them when I can. I want to focus on it. Pull all my attention to this because I know eventually it will help me to take care of those. You know,
Yes. Yes.
and then one thing to another. When you're in a situation, let's say that you hit or you got a cut in your finger, anything that happens to you, it will gonna like literally go into that finger. Boom. So like everything at once,
Mhm.
being I've been having problem with my girl, like, I'm not with her no more. And it's just that path when I'm trying to like I'm in a better stage emotionally with her that I say we can move forward now, like together. That's
Mhm.
what we need, but I made some decision in the past that it take me to this point, and all I have to do is suck it in, man up, and be responsible for whatever I did. And I know this is just a matter of time that things get normal, but you just gotta keep working, concentrating, try not to get froze with those feelings because it affect me a lot. And sometimes I don't do anything because of that situation, thinking, oh my God, you know, she's over there, I'm
Yeah.
here, I want to be with her. She's not in the move. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to just let things go step by step, not rushing anything, and do what I can to be a little bit better on this. I know I have the skills to do more than what I'm doing right now because I just got the I just got the confidence that
Mhm.
no big deal is a big deal for me as long as I have the right people right next to me. That makes sense?
Mhm. Mhm. Well, dude, thanks for being vulnerable and sharing that with me. That's how you get the most out of this stuff.
Oh
Is
my
like
God.
when you talk to people, you got to be honest. You got to tell the truth. So,
Justin, let me tell you, it hasn't been easy. The past
yeah.
the past 2 weeks, it has been rough for me.
Yeah.
And because I'm super attached to my partner,
Mhm.
and she doesn't want to be with me right now, and I have to give her that time and respect that space. And I've been miserable in a way that I guess stop thinking about her. I can stop, because of the situation, but I know what I did. I know that it might take a little longer, but I don't want to get distracted. But the thing is that sometimes it's hard for me to just get up, keep pushing
Yeah.
when everything that you do is for your family. Do you understand?
Mhm.
I still have people that depend on me, that they literally rely on me, and right now I'm not doing that. So I try to do a little by little and be realistic at the same time. I want to crush the war, but sometimes I don't have the motivation because of my situation,
Yeah.
and that's something that goes along. As much that you, because everybody say, yeah, it's easy to say everything's gonna be good, everything's gonna be right when you don't have that motivation, and when you don't have, because when everything goes right, you don't need anything because everything is literally flowing, and especially when you don't see no money. The other
Yeah.
day I pulled some money from one of my 401k. When that money go through my account, literally that did push me, it lift me up a little bit because wow, now I can take care of some of those stuff. I can pay some of my bills. I can literally now have an idea. Okay, let me target this. Let me target that. So next month I'm not behind in those things. And it pushed me up a
Yeah.
little bit. When you see money coming in, money will help you build your confidence. And it's just the way that you manage your money is going to determine what kind of person you're going to be in the future.
Yeah.
Because I would say I don't pay attention too much to the money part, but I have to now
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's a big part of our life. I'm sorry
Y-
to tell you, but it's
Yeah.
honesty.
You know
And
what? I want to share this. It's kind of a frame. It's a perspective that might help you actually. Is right now you seem to be a lot more motivated when the good stuff happens because we get wins. We're all motivated when we get little wins and it adds us and builds us up. But right now, all this pain you're feeling, all this suffering, you can let it fuel you. And I mean this wholeheartedly, man. So the, this will give you an example. This will make me vulnerable too. Past year was rough for me, hard. Real estate stuff, all these flips not going well, losing lots of money, over 100,000 like dollars per flip. Like we're losing money
yeah,
because, and a lot of people felt that, and so it sucked. And in that time, I have never felt that kind of pain. I've been good at flipping houses for 5 years. I'm good at,
nice.
and then it's like when it did not go well, I was like, shit, like I suck. Like this is not good. And I was in a rut. I was in a little bad space for a while, bad headspace, bad mindset. I got so much fatter, and I was like, oh, this is bad. Um, but then I got angry and I was like pissed at myself. I was like, why am I letting this eat at me? Why am I letting it just continue to go at me? Like I'm just angry now.
Yeah,
And people think of certain emotions as bad. They think of anger as bad. They think depression's bad, sadness is bad. It's not. It's just fuel. So, because I know now it's a different type of motivation. I've never
yeah,
been more motivated, but not for all the good stuff, not for the money coming in, for the fact that like I felt horrible and I never wanted to feel that again. So I want you to use this. Like I want you to remember how you're feeling with maybe not being able to pay the bills or relationship stuff and just feel it.
yeah,
And it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I swear to you, it's okay. Now, whenever you're doing your cold calls, like if you don't feel like doing it, it's not about motivation. Just think about the pain. And I
hmm
guarantee you're gonna start calling. Like like stick I swear. I swear. So
yeah. No,
I hope that helps. Like, does that make sense? That
it does.
perspective,
It
that
does. It
frame?
does. It definitely does. And I appreciate you, Justin, because those things I don't like to throw it and the and and when we have those calls because it's a little more
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
And I don't like to I don't mind to talk to you directly if you have to speak about my life. I don't really care, but I don't want to suppose my the people think that they feel like some type of pity of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really like that, but I don't mind to me to share my situation because everybody has one.
Yeah.
And
And
as
you I'm sorry.
all right,
Continue. I was gonna say it's about sharing it with the right people because for me, I feel no pity for you. I'm excited for you because you feel that. Because I know what it took for me to hit the next level. It
yeah,
was pain. I never had pain before. I actually had a pretty, I was very fortunate. Had a pretty good upbringing. Didn't really struggle with money issues early on. But now I was like, it's a different. I felt like the bottom of the bottom,
yeah, wow,
and it's a different pain, different motivator. And so, um, like I know it sucks going through that stuff, and I know it does. But just know that if we want to become the people that we want to be, the people that are resilient or people that can go through the hard stuff, come out on top, strong, confident, got to go through that stuff because anyone you look up to, we have all gone through that stuff.
yeah.
So you
And
can't have one without the other.
I think that those things that actually make your history more stronger. It make yourself a better person because I would tell you I'm not the same person that I was a year ago.
Hmm.
I'm a fuller guy. I'm a player,
Hmm.
meaning when you talk about girls and stuff like
Hmm.
that, and I own that now. So I put a stop because I said, look, I got two kids, two different moms, and I've been trying to keep this relationship for over 8 years. And in those 8 years, I've been fucking up a couple of times. And what exactly I'm looking for, you know what I mean? If I don't change myself, how I can expect something that I'm not given, you know? And
Hmm.
then one of the reason that I still and I have faith that everything's gonna play on time because it's not in my time. You need to be realistic. If you fucked up, you fucked up and expect the outcome. And those things you need to literally just suck it up, be responsible, and make sure that you make the difference. So that way that person can see it on you that you're not that person anymore. You know what I mean? And just trying to concentrate and not to let that feeling stop me because it
Yeah.
has. It has.
Yeah.
It
And
has.
dude, that's normal. Like we all go through that kind of stuff. And they're different and we're different versions, but
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know that it's okay. Like, yeah, sure, you've made mistakes in the past, but it doesn't mean I've made all these mistakes and that's it. It's I've made all these mistakes and whatever, but so what? We gotta move forward. And the thing about business is that sometimes, well, actually, all the time, if you want to succeed, it's about doing the work that's needed, that's required, not just your best or when you're feeling good. It's just what's required. So I mean, I hope this that mindset shift helps because mindset it really is everything.
Yeah.
Is and sometimes mindset it's not just the fact that you'll think different about stuff. It's the fact that when you start doing the activities that you know you need to be doing and all your promises that you made to yourself, that's when you start feeling better because then you
Yeah.
start to believe in yourself more. So, I mean, I hope that like first part, the emotional side of things, was that helpful? Just understanding
Absolutely,
that.
Justin. This is something that I need to take out of my chest,
Yeah.
and because I came back from Welcome very fired up. Um, you know, once I saw a couple of speakers, for example, what is this guy, Jeremy Minor? This guy, it was like talking to me. Even the muscle and Bradley. I mean, Ed Milet, that guy, just phenomenal. And it's a different a lot of stuff, a lot of information,
Hmm.
and combined with this, I don't want to just lose the momentum of that,
Yeah.
and keep every single opportunity that those people show me that I can do better in what I do, even that I see myself that I'm in the right path. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense,
Hmm.
but just going a little bit harder on what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do. And this deal that I'm working is basically like, do you see it's like a giving me showing me a little bit of light. This is the future that you can have if you just go into this, and this is the winning of the award basically. And I see in so many ways that I haven't literally get 100% on it, but I'm on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense. So I don't know if you wanna jump on that,
Yeah.
and we can talk so that way we can get some numbers and see what your thoughts are in this deal.
Yeah. Well, first off, before talking about any specific deal, here's I want to talk about this is like I'm glad that we went over through that like just emotional side of things. But let's go over now like you know what you need to do now because you said you're providing for people and stuff like that and there's a point every time in any man's life where sometimes bad stuff happens and then there's a time where it's like yeah you go through a rut a down period but then it's time to step up
Yeah.
so now's your time man so let's see what are you doing currently for real estate investing we're trying to find deals wholesaling marketing
Yes.
wise
I'm doing direct to seller.
okay
I use my one of my favorite apps, PropStream. Um, I also have Batch Lead and Batch Dialer. I got the CRM that you helped me to build. It was not connected because apparently I was supposed to have in the pro version in Bash Lead, but I found a way to connect it without have to be upgrading it. Now it's working.
okay so you got PropStream batch dialer and your
Podio.
cold call podio and your cold calling with batch dialer.
Yes, with Bash Dialer.
Okay. So how many hours a day are you consistently cold calling?
When I start, I was putting 9 to 12. I stopped. I would say 3 hours or 4 hours the most, but it hasn't been consistently. To be
Okay.
honest with you,
That's
it
okay.
hasn't.
That's all right.
But basically, I've been trying to do that, and so my new schedule that I came in with this mentality before I left to Welcome, because this deal has been taking me a lot of time and a lot of the
Mhm.
diligence that I got to do. I say if I keep calling every day, I'm not gonna have time to move or make appointments or whatever I have to do. So I come up with the conclusion to schedule myself Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday cold calling, straight cold calling, you know, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday follow ups and appointments, you know, and any other meetups that it might show up in there. But basically, that will be the goal from now on. So that way, I can keep those 3 days cold calling straight. And of course, they're always going to be that call and somebody to call in, and with the deal that I'm dealing, it probably going to shift things around a little bit, but consistently, those are the days that I want to cold call. You
Sweet.
know,
How much time do you have to commit to this? Or is this your full-time thing, or are you doing
It-
something else?
no, I'm doing this,
Oh, I love
and
it. Let's go.
the other thing that I'm doing is creating my content and
Yeah.
continue posting all the stuff so that way transition everything that I used to do before to get me the followers because I'm gonna probably start my podcast eventually so that
Nice.
way I can get the followers in my channel and then transition it to real estate little by
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, no, I love that, man. Okay, so if this is your full-time thing, now you have I'm hopefully our talk just in the beginning had inspired a little bit more motivation and like to get the stuff done that needs to get done. And it's like forever motivation because it's pain.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
always remember pain. I think we'll
yes.
remember it better than the why we do stuff
Mm-hmm.
or the thing
Mm-hmm.
we'll remember pain
Now,
harder.
remember that people literally they work about pain or avoiding pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, okay, let's say cold calling, you wanted to cold call Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How many hours do you think starting this week you'd be able to commit to realistically? Those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I would say 9 to 12.
Hey, let's go. 9 to 12. I love that. Wait, 9 to 12 hours or from 9 to 12? What?
For 9 to 12, all depends. And I want to keep that open. Um, 9 to 12, I would say, because the thing is, I have to pull more lists, so that way I increase the volume of call because that's money as well. So next week I'll probably be getting receiving. I will be receiving some money that I pull out from another 401k that I have, and I'm thinking in buying more skip trays, major skip trays, and that because that's another thing that it literally stopped me sometimes. But I've been calling the sent list that I have. So
How
for
many
all the
records do you have right now on your list?
I got a couple of CDs. I got Providence, Thailanders. I got Providence, tax delinquency. I got Cranston, Thailanders. I got Johnston. Johnston is not that big, but I still have a couple of more cities to go to in the city. So
And you're
I haven't.
wholesaling, yeah?
Hmm?
You're wholesaling?
No, fix
You
and
want to
flip.
flip? Okay.
Yeah. If
Okay.
if I don't want to pull a title myself, but I would say fix and flips. But if the deal makes sense to wholesale it, I will. For example,
Yeah.
this deal that I was looking at it, if I was like, okay, if I wholesale this deal, I easily can make 300 grand easy, But how about if I don't do that? I will make it more, and I can probably grab one of those new construction and hold it for my portfolio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, a decision starts to become that you have to weigh is the necessity of money, like
Mm,
what you need now. Because you said you're providing for people, this is your full-time thing, and no, there was no different income coming in. When you do get the next deal locked up, it's just going to be a choice. Like, okay, like if I wholesale, how much can I realistically make? If I flip, how much can I make? What's the time horizon? Oh, wholesale will make me money in 30 days, 20 days. Like that might be what I need. So just keep that in mind. I want to make sure that you're always choosing what's going to be best for you in that
absolutely.
situation. Now, if you're cold calling 9 to 12 p.m., Mondays through Wednesdays,
Mm-hmm.
what is going to be going on like before 9, after 12 for work?
I would say, because what I'm doing right now, obviously I'm gonna have a lot of meetings, a lot of follow ups, and I still have a couple of people that I have to follow up as well. So I would say probably in those time maybe I follow up. Even that I got the other days, I know that I always gonna be or probably creating content, editing some videos from that I have, some interview that I gotta post or something that I'm gonna be doing. So I don't wanna like say, yeah, I'm gonna commit this hour for at least those hours from 9 to 12. I'm gonna concentrate it just to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have a better organization. That way, my solopreneur business is start getting more structure and more organized, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I want you to keep in mind too, you always have to be weighing like what's most important right now because content's great. I love content, but it's a long game. It's not something that likely will pull in money like that, like fast.
Yeah,
It's a
no, no,
long
no.
game.
It's I'm not looking at it to make money right away. I'm just looking at it in the way that I've been in the eyes of the social media because I used to be in the on a radio station. I used to be in the TVA before. I'm very well known here.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I didn't did the next step to put it on YouTube. And
Hmm.
do that. I know I can do that, but it's gonna take some time. But doing what I used to do before, interviewing people, artists, and stuff like that, it will give me the audience back, so that way I can inject it and transition to what I'm doing.
Okay.
That makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah. The thing that I want you to focus on though is like in all your dead space that you're not doing your content, like I want you to realize the goal is like you want to be able to make money to be able
Yep, yep.
to get out of this. So yeah, the 9 to 12 Monday to Wednesday, commit to that. But if you don't realistically have something that's going to push the needle forward, whether and the only thing, if it's going to be creating content, it's going to be creating content,
Hmm.
not like looking up things randomly on the internet, YouTube about content. It's like create it, just create it.
Yeah.
And when you're not doing that, let's say you create content for 2 hours after 12, now you got a lot more hours, like back to the calling. Like I
Hmm.
promise you, like if you want to find your first deal, if you want to get out of this, you got to go all in, man. And there's a couple ways to do it. One is do the work yourself, so you're not paying a VA, virtual assistant. Get the virtual assistant. But I think if you got the time, that's your full time thing. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
go at it hard. Same thing goes with. I know you wanted Thursday, Friday, Saturday to be your follow ups and appointments. I think you're actually overestimating how much time the follow-ups will actually take. Um, I think you might have a few follow-ups as you get some leads to come in, but at the beginning, like cold call all day,
Okay.
and then do your content and other things that you think are important. But keep in mind, like we all have one thing that we're avoiding that's going to bring us all the success, and it's the thing that we don't want to do. And for you, I think it's cold calls, like the thing that's going to bring and generate the money fastest based on your marketing strategy. It's for sure the cold calling. It's not the social. Because social is that long. It could if you're really good at making the content and making some
Yeah.
viral stuff, but the safest bet is probably going to be going all in. So I want you to really like commit every day. If
All
you're
right.
working Saturday too, yeah,
Saturdays is a good days too to do call calling because people out of they're not working. Most of the people have Saturday off, and I had noticed that I can catch up a lot of people on Saturdays, basically.
yeah,
So in
yes,
I've been slacking because, like I told you before, my pudding was not setting up properly. In some way or another, when I signed off first, there was another guy in my account, and I'm like, who is this guy? So I tried to change everything, and I saw it again that he came in, and I'm like, that's crazy. All my credentialing is I see someone else's name. I'm like, okay. So what I do is I get out, I start a new whole thing, and then I join back. But everything that I save it was in that previous account that I have, but I still have all the information anyway. So
gotcha. Another question for you. So now we have like an idea on your schedule, and just if you're ever not motivated, just remember your pain because you're gonna go at it. Like you'll call all day. I know you will if you feel that, and you're like, I know what needs to be done, and it's just sometimes it's about putting your head down, doing the work. Now, when you did cold call before more consistently, maybe the 3 hour session, do you remember how many dials you were making, how many connects you were making? Like, do you remember those numbers at all?
not from the top of my head, but I can probably pull that
No,
the
that's good. What were you using a single line dialer, triple
no
line dialer?
triple dialer,
Perfect.
triple dialer.
Yeah, keep at that. So you use batch dialer, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And that one allows it with just like it automatically calls, right? And you don't have to
Absolutely.
press. Okay, good.
No, I have to press
So
anything.
for
I
me,
like it. I really like it. I really
yeah,
like it.
okay. That's I've never used it, so that's good to hear. I've heard good things. For the dialer then, if you're calling for 3 hours, this is my data. Like if I'm doing the cold calling myself, triple line dialer, being like the whole way through for 3 hours, for every hour I can get about 500 to 600 dials. Uh and then I know in like a 6-hour shift I can get like 150 contacts. So I don't know, break that down in 3 hours, 75 or so contacts.
Yeah.
And then from there you pull out however many leads you can. One, two, three, four, five, however many. But that's like those my data. I'm sure yours will be similar, just depending on the
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 volume of,
goodness of your
yeah.
data, essentially. Um, but yeah, so I want you to keep that in mind. Go all at it, and you know what to do now, man. It's boring work. And oops, you can hear me still, right?
Yes, I still can
Okay,
hear you. It just
yeah,
your image doesn't look that well.
there we go. But yeah, it's just a matter of doing the boring work, sticking to it, and when you feel like not doing the work, it's doing it anyways.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, but it's hard to implement because we're human. And
Yeah.
I think it actually all comes off of what you do outside of your work hours. I mean that wholeheartedly too. Like, if you're not eating stuff that'll give you the energy, you don't have to be like shredded, but like, if you're not eating stuff that'll give you good energy, you'll be tired. It's just gonna be harder to achieve those tasks. You can force your willpower to do this task anyways, but it's just harder. If you don't get the sleep, it's harder. And like, sleep's everything in terms of when you prepare for it, not being on bright light, bright screens right before
Yeah.
bed. Um, and honestly, even like the little things, like for me that I'm even fixing is like not drinking water too late because I just wake up to pee. It ruins my sleep every single night. It's like the little things like that, man. So I know that with this, and if you just execute, because you probably came in here, you have an idea of what you needed to do. It's just doing it, man. And
Yeah. You know what's the worst part in here?
mhm.
That I know what I have to do.
That's all
Yeah.
of us. That's all of it. It's okay.
I know what I have to do, and it's been challenging, and but like I say, every time that I jump in the call, I once I start going, dun, 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 I just keep flowing, keep with the flow. I haven't cold called this week.
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't cold called the entire week. I got literally 2 weeks. Next week I was in Walcon, but I still working with that deal. Trying to make sure they keep the deal alive. You know, and things are happening. Things are showing, and I want to get this done so badly that this gonna help me to keep going harder.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But I don't wanna at the same time I don't wanna put all my energy in one deal.
yeah.
And
Don't.
you know what I mean? So that way I can keep taking the momentum from there and push it to other leads.
Yeah. No, I want you to put all your energy into cold calling. And here's how I want you to even think of it: is I want your work hours to be your cold call hours in the sense of when you ask yourself at the end of the day, how much did I work today? Well, just look at how many hours you cold call. If you cold call for 3, you work 3 hours. Even if you
Hmm.
did your social media stuff, like think of it like that.
Yep.
And just bring that up as much as you can, and you'll be okay. Um, yeah, because that's a big struggle for me before is when I get new deals, I would pause my marketing. Don't do that. Like, continue your
Yeah.
marketing, continue your cold calls at the same time. And yeah, it's a lot more work, but it's needed. Like, that's the work that's required because if once your deal closes, you want to have the next one pretty close or ready to
Pretty
go,
close.
or
Yep.
so just keep that in mind, man.
I'm
And
I'm Go
go ahead.
ahead.
I was
After
gonna
you.
say it was funny because you said I already knew what I needed to do. That's all of us, and I just told someone this quote. I think it was Hormozy's quote. It was the magic's in the work that you're avoiding, or the hard work that you don't want to do. And we all are like that. Like, that's why it resonates with you, with me. Like, it's because we understand. We're like, yeah, I know. So don't worry about it, man. Just stick with it. But what other questions do you have for me? Whether they're like specific, strategic, or
For
broad picture?
example, I was gonna say this because let's say that I will gonna get busy with this deal because
Nice.
it's coming along, and like I told you, Monday we're gonna I'll put it on the contract, $10,000 deposit, so that way we can start doing more due diligence, and it's a lot of due diligence, and it's gonna have me full hand. So my cousin is partnered with me basically in this genre of real estate, and I want him to quit his job eventually, but I'm basically getting all the knowledge. I'm the one taking all the steps. He just working, and I listen. I have to pay this app, at least pay me the dialer. You know what I mean? I don't have the money right now, so I've been paying this for since I started. Actually, literally, I started using it like 3 months ago, and I've been paying for. I signed up for bad lead and bad lead for what, November or December.
Mhm.
So, and they even low me the price for the time that I've been with them already. So I'm paying just $80. So, and what I'm trying to do is, when I get that busy, um I'm gonna put my cousin or his wife. I'm gonna train her to keep doing the call callings. When I'm not on, she can jump in and do it. You know what I mean? Because we all gotta pull somewhere, so that way they can be getting the experience. And I explain them how to work this thing, and that way, like you say, I didn't stop my marketing. You know, and I don't. I think it's a good idea. So I just want to pick your brain on that. So
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, the more calls that is gonna be made total, whether it's from you or for someone else, the better. So yeah, I think it's a fine idea, man. Also for the current deal you have, like, is you said you're about to lock it up.
yes.
What would profit look like on a flip, and what's your timeline that you expect, and what's the profit that you would expect on a wholesale?
Well, let me tell you this. Um, we're talking about 3 acres of land and two property attached to the deal as well. One single family and one 2 units family, right? So, um, just looking at just at the land, the initial purchase price is 100. I mean, 1,100,000, right?
Mhm.
So, and basically, we want to divide the lots in 25 lots so you can be able to build 4 units on it. Is we need to change, instead of keeping them as commercial, which is C3, we're gonna change it to R4, which is you need less space. You don't need the 5,000 square footage for build multifamily. You can do R4, like I was mentioning, and that was my JV partner that it was basically he recommend that. So if we have basically an average of 888,000 square footage around there, so he said we can come out with 25 lots, right? Those 25 lots, we can sell half of those lots, starting point 130 to 150. But he said that he like to be close to the numbers, realistic numbers, but we can increase it eventually, because right now in the city you don't find that many lots available. You know what I mean? So we say 25. Let's say we're gonna sell 13 of them, or 14, just to have an example, at 130, $130,000. We're talking about there like 1.820, $1,820,000. Okay, so the rest, the lot, we're gonna build some properties so that way we can sell and probably keep a couple. So I'm not gonna tell you that we have a flat out ARV, because it's a lot of moving pieces, and this is just in the land. This is just the land. We don't haven't even touched the other two houses that we have in the property, which he recommend to tire one down, for we can have an open street, one way in and one way out. Because
Gotcha.
we need to have access to the fire department to walk through without problem. So we're
Yeah.
gonna knock one house and knock the other one, so we can build another unit in one of those and put the parking lot in the back.
Okay. Okay, so next question is, I get your plan now. What is the timeline on converting from C3 to zoning R4? Because and what is the general timeline of selling a lot that size, like the market days on market on average?
Yeah, because we're not gonna sell the whole thing.
Yeah.
we're gonna divide it, but according to what he says, 6 months is enough time to do all that. But once we sign this thing on Tuesday, on Monday, we're gonna go out and start, getting the city approval, how much it's gonna cost. So literally, I put 1.5 just to have the land clear and ready, divided and everything. And he
Hmm.
said, you're right. It could be that or less, but it's a good amount of money. So we do left and right, whatever
Yeah.
without we need, because I
How's it?
remember. Go ahead.
How's it all being funded?
Harmony lender and Gap lender as well.
Okay. Hard money lender approved for all this?
I have a Harmony lender company. They give 80%, and we have to come up with 20. So I have one rookie program student that he's willing to give me 100. Um, so that way, and in case if I need another 100, he can have someone funded that as well.
Did the
So
hard money approve this project already?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, he just texted me to send the address. He's like, because they do construction 100%, just the principal,
Yeah.
the purchase, the PP. We have to come up with 20% down.
But when you
So
sent him the address, he said, "Yeah, we're good to go." And
he's down already. He's
okay,
that's
perfect.
what he do.
Perfect.
I don't try, to be honest with you. I don't want to use Cavi. I don't want to use any of those guys.
Yeah.
Why? Because they take like 5 weeks to do that, and
Yeah.
I don't have that time.
Okay.
I wanna like this like ASAP. You know.
So let's say it all is successful. It takes 6 months to sell these. Will you be okay for the next 6 months if no income comes in? That's the question.
Like I say, in the deal, is actually, they giving it to me in 100. I mean 1.5. The owner is actually giving me like 50 grand
Hmm.
to help with my kids. I'm probably going to
Okay.
use that money,
Nice.
to take care of myself. Maybe I assign myself as a permanent manager as well and get paid as well, you know, because someone have to be there day in, day out, but I don't want to talk that to my JB. I'm telling you, but the seller told me, "Hey, I'm going to give you um 25, um and from the deal, 25 for you, 25 for me, and then I'm gonna keep the sale onto 1.1, so that way I can get the 75. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
that's a discussion that I'm gonna continue having with the seller on Monday, that we're gonna have lunch before that thing, so that way we all on the same page.
Okay. Perfect. Now,
Do
I
you
got
quick question before you, do you think that's too greedy for me, or you think it's fine?
if the seller's cool with it, no issue.
Man, yeah, because he was the one that offered,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna get a little bit more than what.
Now, what do you think you could wholesale this deal for? Let's say you locked it up. What do you think you could wholesale this thing for?
1.3.
Okay.
The thing is that I still have to do the server. I still have to do those stuff, so that way I can have a better understanding and how much exactly I can ask for. You know, I still have to do the work anyways.
Yeah.
And this guy, the I'm JVing with, he's literally giving me all the possibility. Look, this is what we can do. We can make so much money here. You know, and why not? I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm not I'm not doing this to rush. I'm doing this for good, and all those pieces that we have in this deal is gonna help me grow.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
not looking at just the money size. Yeah, it's the trophy, but behind the trophy, I'm dealing with the city. I'm dealing with developer. I'm dealing with contractors. I'm dealing with tenant. It's all in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you got a good game plan. Now it's just a matter of like doing it because is this what number deal is this for you? Because this is a big deal.
This is deal number one, baby.
Okay. I would just be careful, man. Like that's the biggest thing I can caution you is because this being the first deal, you want to be sure that you have an exit in case, let's say, it doesn't go as planned. Maybe the timeline extends from 6 months to 12 or to 18.
Yeah.
and it's harder and it's like, oh, like wholesale, like what's the exit if you can't if you buy it, like what can you sell it for? And you say 1.3, but are there this is like a weird thing of like where would you find the comps? You have to look at each individual lot size
Yeah.
and see what the land sells for each to comp it out.
Basically, I did that with just with the 3 acres and in base of why the city basically restrict 100 feet from the river. They told me there's almost $2 million just in the land, and just as it is. So I don't, you got to keep it realistic because at the end of the day, it needs a lot of work. It is not survey. So if I do those things, of course, it's going to bring more value because now I'm going to, let's say, wholesale the land. We a better understanding with a server on it. It can tell you, okay, I can build this, and that. That provides you another value on it.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think as long as you can execute, man, you're okay. But that's the only thing I always tell people is like, especially in the first, just be careful. Like, double check, triple check everything. Triple check all your comps, all your ARVs. Um, Even get advice from local investors. Like,
Mm-hmm.
talk to them about all this stuff. Um, but yeah, no, I think hopefully this one goes well. I know it sounds pretty extensive
Yeah.
for the big first project. But in the meantime, be sure to do all your lead generation. Like, because in the event that this doesn't work out, not every deal works out. Like even the ones
Mm-hmm.
that we think are home runs, like countless deals, they are like, hey, like we got to cancel this for this reason. We found this out. A lot of things happen. Just like keep the marketing going because if it's not as good as you think it is, then you want something ready to go. You want to keep it flowing. So just
Exactly.
don't
That.
stop, man.
Yeah. I have another deal that I had to make an offer. But he wants to send all the information through mail. So I need to
Hmm.
create a little package type of thing. I don't know if you have a template that I can probably use, so that way I can speed that up a little bit.
He wants
Because
you to offer by mail
hmm,
on what a single family home. What is it?
it's a three family. It's a three family. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, just send me what you offer in a mail, and I can just look at it and go through. But I have to like do it this week, so that way I'm gonna call him back to reach out. Hey, remember, blah blah blah. There was the person who told me to send
Yeah.
everything to mail.
Well,
So
if he's requesting that, I don't know. Sounds like he might just shop around. Did you try to push on that and say, hey, like, how about we just meet and we talk about everything?
he's like, just send it through mail, and then we go from there. And he gave me his cell phone. And I told him, okay. I mean, I will do that. And then I have another one that I have to follow up on it. Um,
Yeah, because the reason why I say that is we always got to be cautious when we give out our offers. If we give it out soon, before they have any kind of rapport with us, or we have dug into their pain points with them so that they feel it, they just shop around. The moment we throw out our offer, we're a commodity. We're nothing. Then they can just
yeah,
go to other investors. Hey, I got this offer. Look, it's written to other investors to push them up higher. So like, I would push for an in-person appointment or I don't know more calls. Um, Probably an in-person thing to see if
yeah,
you
yeah.
can get work something out in person, and then bring the contract, and then so it's adjustable and you can write in it and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh no, but I will give him a call to see and and try to push that up a little bit more. But I have another one, like I say, that he said, yeah, yeah, make me an offer, and that day I was flying out to Vegas, so I have to get back to him. So
Yeah. Also I noticed is just the things that you're talking about, your marketing seems pretty spread out, like in terms of the property type and location. Is that something you're fully comfortable with? Like, because it sounds like you're going multiple cities all around the county and any
the,
property type.
I don't judge any property, to be honest with you. As long as the number makes sense in my calculator, I jump on it. Obviously, I would say once I have more deals under my belt, I can say, okay, I'm gonna go this route. But meanwhile, I'm like, whatever deal makes sense, whatever numbers make sense with me. That I don't care if it's multi, if it's single family, or you know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that's dangerous, man. It's because sometimes we don't know what we don't know, and if you're looking at like everything, single family, multifamily, big acres, like there's a lot of intricacies that make people specialize in those that give them a much bigger advantage. So the
What
reason
do
why I
you
say
recommend?
I'd recommend picking and focusing on one product, whether it's single family homes, whether it's multifamily homes, and one market. That was a big mistake of mine when I was starting out. Is I was in over my head. I bought a couple 2 properties in Fresno, my main
Hmm.
market now, and then I was like, oh, like I got this, and I just marketed everywhere. It was like Fresno County, all the different counties in Central Valley, and as I was locking stuff up, I was like, do I even want to buy this? I don't even know how to flip in this area. It's not even my. I don't know the area. I don't know it like the back of my hand, like I do Fresno.
Hmm.
And I just call a realtor in that area. I'm like, hey, like, do you want a free listing? Like, just take it and give me a referral fee because I was an agent and they can give me 30% commission or whatever. And I was like, if that was all focused in my market, I would have bought it. And I would have made way more money than 3,000 bucks, the referral or whatever it was.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like telling you is it was a big mistake of mine. And that's the part of being in coaching and getting mentorship is making less mistakes or
Yeah. No. No.
less mistakes that you're aware of, I guess.
And again,
Yeah.
you're right. One of the things that I notice in the list that I have, because basically those skip tracing lists, they're small because Rhode Island is a small state, but I just, for example, I'm not saying that I'm trying cover everything, but whatever have makes sense so far, I have more connections with Providence than any other towns. I'm not
Cool.
saying I only have skid trace. Let's say Cranston, um, Providence, which is the city, Johnston, and well, the city. That's it. Only three
Okay.
cities. Only three
Gotcha.
cities.
Okay.
I
Nice.
haven't go. Let's say maybe I was looking at a deal somewhere else, and but I haven't get there because remember every skid trace, it's
Hmm.
money,
Yeah.
you know. And I haven't. I'm not gonna say that I have all the time the money to skid trace everything, but the list that I've been working, literally that deal come up from there.
Nice.
You know what I
Perfect.
mean?
Well, yeah,
And
man. Just I would just keep at it. Like you got it going and you got it rolling. I do got another student I'm talking to in like 3 minutes,
mhm.
so I want to make sure I can set it up because so it goes on content and stuff like that. But dude, I'm excited for you. Like I'm super happy you shared how you're feeling too. That's huge. I'm happy
Thank
that
you.
you did that and we
No,
talked game plan.
absolutely. I appreciate you to give me the time and some of you thoughts about my situation. But yeah, man, and looking forward to toast those deals.
Heck yeah, go crush it, man. If you need anything, shoot me a text as well. You know,